Topic: Respiration. 1. What are the different ways in which glucose is oxidized to produce energy? Answer. Breaking down of glucose involves a two-step process. In the first step, it is broken into 3 carbon molecule called pyruvate. The pyruvate is further broken down into energy in following different ways in various organisms. 1. Aerobic respiration. In this case, pyruvate is broken down into carbon dioxide and water along with release of energy for the production of ATP. It commonly occurs in mitochondria of cells. 2. Anaerobic respiration in yeast. In yeast cells, during fermentation, pyruvate is converted into ethanol, CO2, and energy in the absence of O2. 3. Anaerobic respiration in muscles. When there is a lack of oxygen in muscle cells during vigorous exercise, pyruvate is converted to lactic acid and energy. 2. Differentiate between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Answer. Here is a table that shows the difference. 3. Why do we get muscle cramp after vigorous exercise? Answer. Muscle cramps occur when there is anaerobic respiration taking place in our muscles, leading to lactic acid accumulation. During anaerobic respiration, glucose gets converted into lactic acid in the absence of oxygen to produce energy. Vigorous exercise needs a lot of energy, which is being continuously produced by the muscle cells even before the oxygen molecules could reach. Hence, during heavy exercise, we get cramps in the legs due to the accumulation of lactic acid. 4. Study the table and diagram given below and answer the following questions. The diagram below shows an apparatus used to investigate respiration. Yeast, warm water and substance Z were put into a test tube. After a while, the lime water began to go cloudy. A. Write the balanced chemical equation for aerobic respiration. B. Which row in the above table is correct for anaerobic respiration? C. Identify the substance Z in the test tube. Answer A. C6H12O6 plus 6O26 CO2 plus 6H2O plus ATP. Answer B. The row B shows the correct answer. Answer C. Glucose. 5. Write the difference between inhalation and exhalation. Answer. Here is a table of the difference. 6. How is alveoli designed to maximize the exchange of gases? Answer. The alveoli are thin-walled, 1 cell thick, and contain an extensive network of blood vessels. These thin-walled alveoli along with blood capillaries facilitate exchange of gases by the process of diffusion. Moreover, the balloon-like structure of alveoli is designed to provide maximum surface area for the exchange of gases between blood and inhaled air. 7. Why do the walls of trachea not collapse when there is less air in it? Answer. The walls of trachea do not collapse even when there is less air in it, due to the presence of C-shaped rings of cartilage. These rings provide support by holding the trachea in place. 8. The breathing cycle is rhythmic whereas exchange of gases is a continuous process. Justify. Answer. The breathing cycle involves inhalation and exhalation of air. 1 inhalation and 1 exhalation make 1 breathing cycle. When we breathe in, the thoracic cavity expands, and when we breathe out, the thoracic cavity contracts. This happens mechanically, making it a rhythmic process. Gaseous exchange is a continuous process because it involves the process of diffusion. Diffusion of gas takes place from the region of high concentration to a region of low concentration, which normally involves exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide during the process of cellular respiration within a living organism. Since lungs always contain a residual volume of air, the absorption of O2 and release of CO2 becomes a continuous process. 9. In single-celled organism, diffusion is sufficient to meet all their requirements of food, exchange of gases or removal of wastes, but it is not in case of multicellular organisms. Explain the reason for this difference. Answer. In single-celled organisms, the entire surface of their body is in contact with the environment. So, the substances can easily diffuse in and out of their body. But multicellular organisms like humans have complex body design where the cells join to form tissues, then organs and organ systems. All the cells in their body are not in direct contact with the environment. As diffusion is a very slow process, it will take a very long time for oxygen and other substances to reach the internal cells and to remove the waste materials from the cells. So, in order to fulfill their body requirements, they have well-developed organs and organ systems. 10. Why is diffusion insufficient to meet the oxygen requirements of multicellular organisms like humans? Answer. Multicellular organisms like humans have complex body design where the cells join to form tissues, then organs and organ systems. All the cells in their body are not in direct contact with the environment. As diffusion is a very slow process, it will take a very long time for oxygen to reach the internal cells. Human beings need high amount of oxygen for the continuous production of ATP to meet their requirements. Hence diffusion is insufficient to meet the oxygen requirements of multicellular organisms like humans. 11. Describe the mechanism of breathing in human beings. B. Under normal conditions, what is the rate of breathing per minute? C. Why does the rate of breathing increase during vigorous exercise? Answer A. Mechanism of breathing in human beings. The process of taking air into and expelling it from the lungs is called breathing. When we breathe in, the diaphragm moves down while the rib cage moves up, which results in the increase in volume of chest cavity. Thus, air from outside rushes into the lungs through nostrils, trachea and bronchi. Therefore, air sacs of lungs get filled with air when we breathe in. The exchange of gases between alveoli and blood takes place by the process of diffusion. Now, the air present in air sacs of the lungs is rich in CO2. When we breathe out air, the diaphragm relaxes, becomes dome-shaped, and rib cage moves downwards, which results in the decrease in volume of chest cavity. This contraction pushes the air from the lungs into the trachea, nostrils, and then out of the body into air. Breathing in air is called inhalation, and breathing out air is called exhalation. Answer B. Rate of breathing per minute under normal condition is 12 to 20 breaths per minute. Answer C. During exercise there is an increase in physical activity. So, energy requirement of the body increases than the normal time. During this time the rate of respiration increases to facilitate adequate supply of oxygen to the bloodstream, from where it is transported to the working muscle. 12. In the process of respiration, state the function of alveoli. B. Rate of breathing in aquatic organisms is much faster than in terrestrial organisms. Give reason. Answer A. Alveoli are balloon-like structures seen inside the lungs. It is made up of one cell-thick wall which contains extensive network of capillaries. It is the site of gaseous exchange in lungs. Here exchange of O2 and CO2 takes place between blood flowing and the capillaries which surround the alveoli and the air present inside the alveoli. B. The amount of dissolved oxygen in water is fairly low compared to the amount of oxygen in the air. So, the rate of breathing in aquatic organisms is much faster than in terrestrial organisms. 13. Draw a diagram of human respiratory system and label the following. A. Part where air is filtered by fine hair and mucus. B. Part which terminates in balloon-like structures. C. Balloon-like structures where exchange of gases takes place. D. The dome-shaped muscle which is involved in the breathing process. Answer. Here is a diagram of the human respiratory system. Labels. A. Nasal passage. B. Bronchioles. C. Alveoli. D. Diaphragm.